Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching the Jeremy Dewitte Show right here on YouTube. I'm PoliceTube's uncle. Want to let you know that Jeremy Dewitte has a new criminal case opened against him. It's on record as of today, April 13th, 2024. It's in Osceola County. As you can see here, we're looking at the Osceola County Court Clerk's Records Office. And he has this new case number that's been opened, 2024 CF 990. That's the most brand new one. It was just opened up. We've been looking at the 469 one often. I was checking on the 236 and the 3688 because he's got those three open criminal cases as well. But now they've opened this CF 990. You may have heard the court refer to this one yesterday when he was in his initial appearance in court, which they made him stay in jail now for a violation of his bond. Let's check out this court case. There's nothing too exciting or new or interesting here. This is another felony that he's being charged with for failing to report the change in his vehicle ownership. As you know, he's a registered hex bug finder, and so he's got to report to the state his personal whereabouts and his cars and stuff, and he keeps failing to do that. Going back to the list here, a lot of these charges are because he fails to report to the state his status. And as you may remember in the past, the county, the state, the Ninth Judicial Circuit where he lives, they've always just let him slide. No big deal. But now with all the notoriety and stuff and the heat that's coming down on the Ninth Judicial Circuit, and the law enforcement agencies that are in charge of Osceola County and Orange County, they've been getting a lot of heat for just letting this sexual predator, this serial police impersonator, this guy that's out doing aggravated assault against innocent civilians, they just keep letting him go. And they're getting a lot of heat from people online about this. I don't know who, but somebody keeps calling these people out. So now they've actually changed their tone a little bit. And when they tell Jeremy Dewitte that he has 24 hours to register himself as a registered hexbug finder, and he doesn't do that, then they go and arrest him and put him back in jail now. So that's pretty good. And that's what they've done here with the CF 990, and they're holding him on those charges. And right now, all the files for the case are privatized, but these will be coming available soon. We'll go over some of those. Nothing we haven't seen before, though. I also imagine that his attorney, Amir Ladan, will be taking care of this case, wrapped up along with his other cases of the similar sort in the same circuit. And that'll be taking place next week, the middle of April. I see a lot of people online asking, how is he still paying Amir? Well, I'm going to answer that. You see, Amir Ladan, he signed on to this case back in 2019 or so, maybe even before that. Jeremy Dewitte paid him his retainer and some other money. But once a criminal defense attorney signs on to defend an accused, the criminal defense attorney can't just walk away because he's not getting paid. Otherwise, that would lead to a lot of disasters out there because a lot of times they don't get paid until later. Like in the case of Jeremy Dewitte. Jeremy hasn't paid Amir for a long time, but the court won't let Amir just walk away and abandon Jeremy. Amir has a obligation to see Jeremy through to the end on these cases unless there's some big reason that Amir cannot do this anymore, and it can't just be he's not being paid. Then Amir has to stay on the case, basically working for free, billing Jeremy in hopes to be paid later, which he probably will never be paid. The accused is still entitled to a defense, and their defender can't just walk away and they assign them someone else, like a public defender. Otherwise, Jeremy could claim that he didn't get adequate defense. So yes, Amir has been paid before, but Jeremy's way in debt to him now. And Amir cannot just walk away legally. The court won't let him. So Amir has to show up for these cases. He doesn't have to do anything for the federal case because that's a new case. And he doesn't have to do anything for any new criminal charges that Jeremy Dewitte signs on to. But as far as his hex bug status in the county, his original case and his police impersonation case, Amir Ladan signed on to those. So Amir Ladan's going to see those through until the end. He's a knight in shining armor. Now, even though Jeremy Dewitte is entitled to an adequate defense, I don't think Amir Ladan should be getting in front of the judges and lying to the court. I mean, I don't really care, but let's call him out for lying to the court, because when Jeremy Dewitte was in his initial appearance yesterday, Amir Ladan went in front of the judge and lied to the judge a number of times, trying to finesse his words and finesse the court and finesse the judge into letting Jeremy back out on the streets. Amir Ladan lied. Now, if you remember last month, Amir Ladan and Jeremy Dewitte were in the same courtroom, and the judge didn't have the proper dates in front of him of when Jeremy Dewitte violated his bond, so the judge granted him bond and let him go. Now, in yesterday's initial appearance, Amir Ladan tried to use that and tell the judge, you know, you guys let him go last time. Nobody's asking to revoke his bond, so let's grant him a bond this time. Now, that's a lie, because Orange County, Florida, is issued an order to revoke his bond. Number one, Amir lied about that. Number two, Amir Ladan was trying to finesse the judge, letting him know, hey, judge, you guys didn't revoke his bond last time. Let's not do it this time. Trying to trick the judge, because last time the judge didn't have the full dates in front of him. And so he took Jeremy and Ladan's word about it, and they let Jeremy out in public, and the judge told Jeremy you have 24 hours to register as a Hexburg finder, and he didn't. So now he's back in court, and Amir Ladan is trying to remind the judge, hey, you let him go. But the judge is like, no, let me look at these dates this time. I've got him here. Listen to this.
Probable cause has been found. Actually, this offense date is 23. So I would need to see the offense dates state, if you have those. I would need to see the date that the defendant was placed on bond in those two cases before I decide I can revoke bond.
Right. And Judge, while they're looking for that, I wanted to add, I was before Your Honor. Coincidentally, you were doing IAs, I don't know, about a month ago maybe, Your Honor, and Mr. Dewitte had a similar charge brought before the court, similar circumstances, and he was granted release. There's not been any motion filed by the state seeking pretrial detention. I haven't been put on notice of that. Obviously, the court can do it sua sponte, and I understand the court's authority to do that. But again, in light of where we are set for trial before Judge Karsten and the complexities of this, I would ask that maybe you let the federal detainer be the hold that keeps him here if it needs to, but that we don't make this any muddier than it already is.
Amir Ladan asked the judge, I hope you don't make this any muddier than it already is. Amir Ladan and Jeremy Dewitte are the only ones that are making this case muddier than it already is. So that's Amir Ladan, knight in dirty, shining armor. And he continues to lie here. Let's listen to his next lie.
The accusations, as I understand them, are that he rented a vehicle in his name, and they're accusing him of not notifying the sheriff's office of that. The reporting requirement only indicates that he's required to do it if the vehicle is going to be physically present at his residence for 5 or more days. I know we're not here.
Now that's a total lie. Amir Ladan said that Jeremy Dewitte only needs to report the vehicle status if the vehicle is going to be physically present at his residence for 5 or more days. Amir Ladan knows that's a lie. Florida Statute 775.21, which is the Sexual Predators Act, says any motor vehicle which is registered, co-registered, leased, titled, or rented by a sexual predator or offender must be reported. And it says this also goes for any rented vehicle that a predator or offender is authorized to drive, or a vehicle for which a predator or offender is insured as a driver. And then it clarifies, this term also indicates any motor vehicle as defined in this other subparagraph, which is registered, co-registered, leased, titled, or rented by any other person that resides at the predator's or offender's residence for 5 or more days. Amir Ladan is trying to act like he doesn't understand Florida Statute 775, and because it says that if someone else is staying at Jeremy Dewitte's residence for 5 days, their vehicle needs to be registered on his forms. Amir Ladan is trying to confuse the court and say that it says something else, like the court doesn't know this. So I'm a little shocked that Amir Ladan would go in front of the judge and lie. Of course, Amir Ladan is just doing the best he can. He has nothing else to try to get Jeremy out of the jail. So these little lies is not a big deal to the court or to Amir Ladan, because he can always say, oh, he didn't have the Florida Statute 775.21 in front of him, so he was just paraphrasing his understanding of it. And he can say that he wasn't reading it, so he didn't understand it fully. Now, let me tell you this. If Amir Ladan is Jeremy Dewitte's defense attorney and he doesn't even understand Florida Statute 775.21, then I don't know what to tell you, because Amir Ladan advised Jeremy on exactly what he needs to do in registering those vehicles. So is he ill-advising his client? I don't think so. He's just ill-advising the court to do whatever he can to get Jeremy out. Let's listen to how he summed up his lie.
I know we're not here to litigate the case, but that's the essence of the violation. It's not a violent offense. It's not an offense that he's somehow...
The lie that he just told is the essence of the violation. He doesn't want to litigate it or even talk about it right now because what he said is a lie. But he just wants to clarify that Jeremy Dewitte is not violent, even though we have him on video committing aggravated assault against multiple drivers, dozens of drivers over the last few years. Not to mention his wife called the police and said that Jeremy Dewitte was trying to kill her. And Jeremy Dewitte's girlfriend also called the police saying Jeremy Dewitte is beating her up. And that's not the first time. That's the second time. Plus, he's been accused of rape, not just with his weirdo girlfriend, but also with teenage girls. So for Amir Ladan to pretend that this guy is nothing violent, it's kind of true, but it's also grossly untrue. So Amir Ladan, you need to flip up the visor on your suit of armor there so you can see clearly what you're doing. And honestly, if anybody cares about Jeremy Dewitte, his mother, his other mother, his wife, his girlfriend, his attorney, any of these people, why weren't they on his case being like, hey, did you register? Did you put that vehicle in the name? Did you sell the vehicles like you're supposed to? Because that's what I would be doing. I would be memorizing the things that are required to keep you out of jail and then doing those things. I would know for a fact it says, I have 24 hours to do something. I would make sure it gets done. Jeremy Dewitte didn't care, and nobody that apparently cares about Jeremy Dewitte cared enough to help him out either. They just let him mess himself up. And us on the Jeremy Dewitte Show on PoliceTube's Uncle's channel on YouTube will do the exact same thing as we watch and get entertained by this nonsense. Jeremy Dewitte will be going into court next week, April 15th, for a number of different reasons. So we're going to stay tuned. We're going to be reporting everything that happens there. He is currently in jail, and he's probably going to be staying in jail. And then after his federal court case, he's probably going to be transferred to a prison. So stay tuned. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed the information. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of all this. And also make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And most of all, make sure you have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.